Game started on time, PogChamp. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Galaxy Battle. Immortals will once again be taking on Leviathan. This is going to be the winners bracket, probably pseudo-finals. The finals of Group A, and the winner of this has a date with Optic. That one's going to be played tomorrow. Mike Flores to be your caster for this game. Now, normally I think if you gave me two names, hey Mike, who do you think would win, Immortals or Leviathan? I would pick Immortals every single time, not because I'm biased, which I a little bit am, but they have been having a pretty good track record as a team, as a group. As of late, though, I don't know, Immortals have been kind of shaky, and they always have been that team that has been able to be suddenly the best team in the world or the worst team in the world, depending on how they're feeling, depending on what drafts they get. And I've been very, very impressed with how Leviathan have been playing. It seems like every single game, Garter wins his lane. Every single game, Whitebeard is just everywhere. So is Nusham. So, ordinarily I would say Immortal's the favorite, but given the very recent track record, adding on to the fact that Leviathan did 2-1 Immortals earlier in this tournament, it's a little more 50-50. It is a little more 50-50 at least, if you want to maybe even favor Leviathan. I think there's certainly an argument that can be made. But either way, here we are in the first game. Immortals do take out a hero that Leviathan have been picking up pretty much every single time, it seems, in that Jakiro. Mirana and AA all going to get kicked out as well. On the Leviathan side, we have a lot of these really just difficult to deal with heroes that we've seen actually Forev play a lot of recently. So, yeah, these teams, I guess, as I said, as they did play earlier in this tournament. That was actually 2 days ago. You gotta figure that there's going to be quite a bit of kind of a remnant of a meta, if that makes any sense, from that previous set. So definitely comfortable with these two teams are definitely comfortable with one another. Puck, the Winter Wyvern, the opening for the Immortal side. That's save, very important when you're on the Immortal side. And hey, you know what? You get a Puck as well. We've seen MP play this one like an absolute master, and especially seeing that Queen of Pain already on the other end. You figure, hey, there's a pretty good matchup for the Puck here. We may as well pick it up and get ourselves some initiation. Ogre Magi is a hero that can, to some extent, zone out a Puck. But that being said, as far as killing off a Puck, you're never going to land an Ignite. I mean, you get to choose, really. Do you want to land an Ignite, or do you want to land a Dagger or a Scream of Pain? Like, either way, the Puck is going to be dodging something, so the Ogre Magi there is going to maybe struggle just a bit. He can just stay up on the high ground and just start hitting the Puck. To some extent, that is not that bad, but it's for sure not going to be the end-all. Puck is certainly a more capable laner than someone like a Storm Spirit who would just get utterly demolished by this duo of heroes. Got Lifestealer and Tiny both being taken out right now, and the Bat Rider as well. It's like there is quite a bit of hate here for Forev. I don't think I've seen Forev play that much Puck. It seems like it's always just a mid lane Puck for Immortals. I'm sure he can play it. I'm sure he has played it in the past, but it just hasn't really happened all that recently. Immortals do have a lot of overlap between who plays what, so I don't really think it matters too much. They're certainly very capable with several of these heroes, but for whatever reason, it just seems like Forev never gets that. It's definitely a bad thing. You need him to like pick up a Puck in the official from time to time just to keep your enemies guessing. Because if he literally never picks it up, then it's like, well, I know if there's a mid lane Puck. There's not that much you could do about that. Like, Puck's matchups are usually pretty good. But, yeah, it's just intel that you know. You don't have to worry about that in the future with the bans and whatnot. Sanky will be taken out as well, the off lane. Looking a little bit thin here for both sides, mostly because of the fact that Leviathan, pretty much every single one of their bans took out offlane heroes. So Immortals, I guess, maybe now's a chance to give that Puck over towards the offlane. You never know. I don't really know if I've seen a Queen of Pain offlane that worked. Maybe it worked one time. Probably hasn't worked. They have the Ogre Magi. They can go for these steroid type strat. Very kind of basic level strat is just Ogre Magi, Juggernaut, and yeah, you're good to go. You have a nice little defender of your lane there, poking at whoever the offlane is going to be for Immortals, and then you get the Bloodlust value later on. Bloodlust and Queen of Pain isn't terrible. You could probably do a little bit better, though. You probably want to do a little bit better. So we'll see how deep Leviathan actually go with these steroids. It's been quite a while since I've seen the Bloodlust Magnus stack everything up type of strat. They'll just go for their Tidehunter. I mean, let's be honest. If your name is Leviathan, you gotta pick up a Tidehunter. Just like if your name is Immortals, you gotta go for Roche, right? I mean, it just makes sense. They've been doing some really good work with this Leviathan. Seems like whenever Monkeys Forever is able to pick up this hero, he just never dies in the lane. It is a hero that, is going to get hit pretty hard by the Winter Wyvern. Kraken Shell can only help you so much, and Immortals will go ahead, get that 4-position Night Stalker on the board. Is a hero that can also do pretty well versus the Tidehunter, more so in the mid-game, when you just forget that crippling fear and have that Tidehunter kind of awkwardly walking around and just don't hit him, and he won't proc Kraken Shell. It's as simple as that. But this offlane for Leviathan, the Leviathan, is going to be really difficult to deal with. Night Stalker is not that great at dealing with a Tide. Winter Wyvern does quite a bit of damage, but she usually cannot get kills unless she has quite a bit of help. So for now, Immortals, that's safe lane. Usually the big 2, maybe big 3, I don't know. A couple of heroes that you have, at least as options. You get Juggernaut, Slark, and perhaps even the Ursa. Maybe you can get some work done with the Gyrocopter. I'm not a huge fan of that hero in this patch, although I've seen it all the freaking time. It just doesn't seem to work out whenever I watch it. The Juggernaut, the Slark, they can ignore that Anchor Smash because of spin. It doesn't matter if you have reduced damage. You just don't do right-click damage anyway. The Slark, of course, can pact it out, so for sure, Immortals do have some options there. They could maybe try to brute force it with the Luna. That's a little bit more flimsy, but the damage aura still is going to apply the extra damage despite being Anchor Smash, so you certainly have some options there. Leviathan are putting a lot of their cards on the table. Still one more support they're looking for. Still looking for, I would imagine, BSJ's hero. I don't think... Do they run Safe Lane Queen? Does anyone run Safe Lane Co-op? I don't think they do, so most likely BSJ's hero is going to be last. They always pick up BSJ's heroes last from the games that I've seen. I guess gotta keep that suspense for everyone. They'll pick up the Earth Spirit, a hero that is probably the most capable of ganking a puck. Just being able to roll in and silence him, and your nukes afterwards are definitely going to land, obviously. So, definitely a little bit of a safer pick here for Leviathan. Is going to give them a little bit of initiation. Still, they don't really have an abundance of it, and if you're looking at heroes still left from the safe lane to initiate, the pool of those heroes just isn't really that deep. Sven with the Blink Dagger can do a not terrible job. Faceless Void is also a not terrible hero at getting that done. But starting fights for Leviathan may be a little bit difficult outside of this Earth Spirit. And if Earth Spirit gets initiated upon beforehand, say with a Rupture or a Blink Coil or a Blink Silence or whatever from the puck, then things can get really sticky for Leviathan. But counter initiation, man, they got that in spades. Tidehunter always going to be that just brick wall that says if you want to get to this Quap, if you want to get to that Earth Spirit, you're going to have to go through him. Immortals going to stick to what they know best, and that is Chaos, that is Smorking, that is Bloodseeker. Again, Immortals, this is their bread and butter. Like, this is what Immortals do. I think this and like Slardar. That's what I think of. Is that weird? Perhaps it's a little bit weird, but they get the job done with this Bloodseeker. Rupturing the Queen of Pain is always going to be really, really nice. Going up against a Tidehunter, you cannot get rid of that Rupture with Kraken Shell. You're probably going to be okay to just sit there and Anchor Smash the Bloodseeker, and you just won't die. But for sure, a giant AoE silence up against two heroes that are very reliant on mobility in the Quap and the Earth Spirit. And of course, that Tidehunter very reliant on his ultimate is not going to go amiss. Do Immortals, though, have enough damage to help this Bloodseeker along in the early phase? Because again, this is going to be a Bloodseeker selection with Night Stalker, Winter Wyvern up against a Tidehunter. I don't imagine that lane is going to go very well for Immortals, at least not as well as it could have been if they decided to go for some of those picks that I mentioned earlier. This is definitely completely in their comfort zone. Like, this is the comfort zone for the Immortal side. But it is going to cost them a little bit in that lane, assuming it is going to be a Bloodseeker safe lane. It's not too late to put the puck in the offlane Bloodseeker mid. That is something that Immortals have done before, but again, not recently. The Naga Siren is actually going to be taken out. Very interesting. Naga Siren perhaps expecting that Faceless Void? I don't know. Immortals will just go ahead and throw that puck most likely in the mid lane. Doom is the pick. That is, again, another tool that you can fire off on the Quap, on the Earth Spirit, the Tidehunter, and they just won't be doing jack shit. So it's a very fire and forget type hero for Immortals. Very similar to the Bloodseeker. Very single target base, though. And again, the question always has to be asked, do they have enough help to kind of get the ball rolling on Bloodseeker? He can do a lot of damage, but he usually needs a little bit of help to start doing that damage. He needs someone to stack up those thirst stacks for him. He's usually not going to do it by himself. I'm not sure if they do. The Puck really has to have a good time if that's going to be the case. And other than that, like, Winter Wyvern doesn't really do that much damage unless she catches someone with a curse. But, I mean, looking at Leviathan's draft, who are you going to curse and who's going to do the damage? Like, the best case scenario is that you have Medusa firing into her allies, and Medusa doesn't really do that much single target damage, so that isn't going to be that influential. Everyone else, like, they just don't do right-click damage at all. Quap eventually, maybe, but that's not really going to be a huge asset here for the Immortal side. As far as saving heroes, it's certainly going to be quite nice, but again, Leviathan have a very mixed bag of damage output. Medusa can still even just do a decent amount of magic damage. We have seen Medusas go for that split shot talent, which lets you apply all those attack modifiers, or whatever they're called nowadays, orb effects. Split shot uses modifiers. They're called modifiers. So good, I'm not crazy. And just pick up Mjolnir and just start shredding people with magic damage. It's a possibility for sure. This Medusa is going to be a hard nut to crack in the later stages of the game, so it is up to Immortals to get the ball rolling and then keep on rolling. That is, again, kind of their MO. So if I would want a team to just play aggressively, play snowbally, it is going to be the Immortal squad. But looking at their late game, Bloodseeker, Doom, they're not bad. Puck's not bad. But they can't really control the game to the level of a Medusa. Like, you have a late game Medusa, you've got that game on lock if you hit that 50-minute mark. Like, you're just going to win. Like, that's just going to happen. I don't think there's any, like, interaction here that I'm missing. Mana drain, there's no mana drain, so that's going to be really rough. Silencing the Medusa is whatever. It doesn't really affect her all that much. So, yeah, Leviathan have a pretty solid draft, and we get to see something a little bit rare. Medusa going towards the safe lane. Wow, crazy rare. Used to be more common, obviously, when teams, didn't try to greed out as much in that mid lane. It still works. There's really not that much of a downside, except for the fact that Mystic Snake typically does push your wave very, very aggressively. So you don't really want to be using it on the lane pretty much ever. Same reason why Alchemist in the safe lane, like, it can work, but you really don't want to, because once you drop that acid, in this case use Mystic Snake, you're pushing the lane so far out, and you're just kind of inviting the enemies to come around and gank you. Again, shouldn't really be too much of an issue depending on where and how Nusham roams in the early stages. Drawing attention away from the Medusa, that's going to be priority number 1. But here we go. Everyone's camping out in their rune spots. Let's see who's going to be playing what. We got Nusham on his Earth Spirit. Forev. Doom is going to push up and push back. He's going to get with the Rolling Boulder. That's going to do quite a bit of damage with that slow. He's not going to die here, but man, does that damage add up quick. He doesn't have a salve either, so this is going to be very hard to recover from for Forev. Nusham got a good 4 or 5 smacks in there, and now the Doom, he is going to go for the block. He will have Scorched Earth, which is a poor man's salve, I guess we can call it like that. But he's already going to start off pretty weak. We got BSJ on the Medusa. Whitebeard playing that Ogre Magi. He's smart. He throw fire. Garter's on the Quap, and up towards top lane, Monkeys Forever is playing that Tide. On the Immortal side, Dubu flying around as the Wyvern. QO is going to be playing that Bloodseeker. Got MP on the Puck, Febby on the Night Stalker, and of course Forev rolled in one more time. He's going to pop Scorched Earth this time to start man-fighting Nusham. And with the Scorched Earth, it gets a little bit more favorable for the Doom, let's say. Monkeys Forever, though, hit with the full Arctic Burn. He will have another Anchor Smash soon, 2 stick charges. That's not that much. QO did get hit with the Anchor Smash, he did. And he is charging after that Tide Hunter. This is a lot of time where he's just not hitting creeps, though. Getting first blood is great. Perhaps sitting back and just getting creep kills is a little bit better. Monkeys Forever still is going to be in the lane. But man, taking that full brunt of burn is so much damage. In case you guys didn't know, like, there is percentage-based damage here with Arctic Burn. You also technically, I guess, do your right-click damage, which was an Anchor Smash, so value. But if you let Dubu get a full burn on you like that, like, you've got to be praying for a Kraken Shell proc. Over in the mid lane, in the meantime, it is going to be a Quap versus Puck matchup, which is going to be, usually pretty good for the Puck. Not going to stomp it, or you shouldn't stomp it or anything like that. Currently, MP sitting with a nice CS lead. Not something that Garter can't come back from. Again, we've seen Garter win like every single one of his lanes, and oh no, Monkeys. This time, you can't juke. He's going to just put himself with his back to a corner in QO. You can tell exactly when the Anchor Smash damage debuff wore off. Does quite a bit of damage for that finishing blow. First blood for the Bloodseeker, and QO Bloodseeker is, again, one of his best heroes for sure. Forever, though, gonna get rolled in on one more time. This Nusham Earth Spirit not really paying a lot of attention towards this mid lane, and the Quap is suffering because of it. The Quap, really, the way she wins her lanes, outside of good base damage, great projectiles, the fact that she gets so much easy free harassment. How many daggers do you get? You get like 4 daggers out of a full mana pool. Like, that is so much value damage. It doesn't work against the puck. So you get 0 daggers at that point, and suddenly your lane control, your tools for lane control are cut in half. Now, this is going to be really nice for BSJ. That's the trade-off. Is that Medusa is getting her hand held by the Earth Spirit. She wouldn't have had a terrible matchup versus the Doom anyway, but they are kind of sacking Garter in order to get BSJ farm. And that's kind of risky, because the entire point of this Leviathan draft is to have Garter buy space for BSJ. So if you're going to sack Garter, then yeah, BSJ has a better first 5 minutes of the game. But what happens after that? What happens when he's still not ready to join the fights, and Garter is very underleveled? Again, if that is going to be the case, and it looks like CS-wise, it's looking like that's going to happen. You're in this really awkward spot where your Medusa is farmed, but isn't really ready to fight, and your Queen of Pain, who should be ready to fight, isn't farmed. Doesn't sound like a great strat to me. Whitebeard being here is going to help, but he took a long walk out of this lane, and level 1 versus level 3 Night Stalker. Really no EXP loss here from the Immortal side, just duoing this lane, so this is already looking like a little bit of rough mid laner here for the Leviathan side. Up to BSJ. Is BSJ capable enough to kind of redeem this loss? I would say as a player, for sure. As a Medusa, though, I mean, Medusa just inherently has her limits. She just can't carry the game until she is that loaded. So, yeah, we're at 4 minutes in the game. Hey, Google, set a 35-minute timer. Maybe then it'll be time for BSJ to really crack into this game for real. Till then, though, it is going to be Immortals just with a slight lead. Now, they are walling off this Doom. Doom now finally picking up level 2 will have some free access to some farm in that Devour. He's going to get a little bit of help here as well. Febby with the remnants of an Invis Rune is going to be spotting Nusham. Dubu still hasn't been spotted, I don't believe. Oh, maybe he's spotted a little bit? No, definitely not. BSJ now hit with the burn. Febby's going to come around, has a Void here as well. BSJ has a TP, and it will be immediately canceled by the Void. Kick's going to land onto 2. A little bit of body block from Nusham, but it's just going to give them a hero to splinter off of. And BSJ will be dropped in this bottom lane. An absolute crucial kill for Forev. Just able to push back a little bit in this lane. Get that level 3. Not like a huge level on the Doom, but any single level that you get in a lane that you've been completely walled out of is a godsend. And of course, BSJ is probably worth just the most in the game, or second most. Was worth the most for sure. QO's kind of been left up to dry on this top lane. Of course, Monkeys Forever is going to have a great time in this matchup. If in fact this lane is just going to stand on a 1v1, the Tidehunter should have a freebie. He'll have plenty of mana, he'll have plenty of Anchor Smashes, and I guess the way the Bloodseeker comes back into this is hoping his allies start doing some serious damage, gets those thirst stacks up, and kind of just overpowers that Anchor Smash. It's hard to do, it's probably not going to happen all that often, but it's just going to be a free farming top lane for the most part. Of course, once Rupture comes up, then it's going to be more likely that, well, they're going to jump in for Garter first. Silence comes in just in the nick of time. She was mid-blink animation. You can see her kind of like pulling back with the wings to jump forward. But that crippling fear value point, absolutely a must when you're dealing with the Queen of Pain, Earth Spirit, and to some extent the Tidehunter as well. Again, when QO gets that level 6, they're going to be more likely to bring over a couple heroes. Try to go for Monkeys Forever as long as they have someone with a disable. Actually, probably should go for 2 heroes with disables. If you include the Winter Wyvern. Monkeys Forever, nice TP, bro. Not going to happen. Gets voided out of it, and he is also silenced, so he can't Anchor Smash. Bleeding out the Watermelon. Delicious. MP is going to eat the entirety of that Scream with the Raindrop. Now the turnaround here from the Winter Wyvern. Whitebeard's going to come in from the north side, but Nusham's taking a lot of damage. Does silence the puck. But here comes Febby from over the trees. He's going to sock the rolling boulder out of him. And Nusham's going to fall. Garter is going to blink out of there. That was the weirdest attack animation I've ever seen from a Night Stalker, but sometimes you just gotta punch him right in the face and it'll work out. This is a freaking level 5 Night Stalker. Oh my god. I have not seen a Night Stalker this high level from a 4 position ever, I want to say. He's definitely setting some sort of record here. Like, it was level 4 Earth Spirit, level 2 Ogre Magi. Febi's doing some serious work. And he's going to do a little bit more work as he comes in to help MP secure the kill onto Garter once again. Easy kills. This is like, this type of performance from the Night Stalker is something that happens when you're just running a train wreck on a pub. Like, you don't get to see this type of Night Stalker in a pro game pretty much ever. And oh no, another rupture onto Monkeys. He uses Anchor Smash to farm. He's going to land onto QO, but Febi is here to once again kill Monkeys forever his dreams. Feels terrible, man. At least he gets the Anchor Smash off this time, so he's going to live for a little bit longer. Dude, Febi is just an absolute monster. He has been absolutely everywhere. He babysat MP versus that Quap, giving them that early CS lead. He's going around killing literally everybody. Now, the good thing is for Leviathan is that it's daytime. And Night Stalker, turns out, is not that good in the daytime. But he's actually level 6, so he can be pretty good. Dude was getting jumped in the meantime. Has an embrace for himself. Won't die just yet. Nushin with the haste rune. Has pretty long cooldowns being Earth Spirit. You're very, very front-loaded in your abilities. Ooh, that value shockwave, though. Whew. That's what you don't see every day. Nothing more satisfying than being able to kill off, like, the entirety of a creep wave with one hit or one spell cast. Feels good, man. It feels real good. QO's chilling up towards top lane. Handamitis picked up already. Doesn't seem like there's much that Leviathan can do to get on QO's case. Maybe they can try to go for MP. What level is Garter? He's level 5 versus the level 7 Puck. There's a severe experience discrepancy going on right now. MP is just going to start laying into Garter. You can coil Orb, and then I think that's just like an insta-kill. If you have a Night Stalker coming around from the side with Darkness at the ready, so he can just fly right over this cliff like he did earlier, Garter is in a lot of trouble, unless the Orb misses, in which case you can't do it.
Radiant structures are fortified.
QO pushing the tower. Maybe Leviathan can get this deny. Monkeys forever. The Leviathan is not even going to try for it. MP's also not that healthy. Febi, though, going to go into nighttime mode. They do land the silence onto the Quap. Crippling Fear is there as well. They'll just beat her down. TP coming in is Nushin with the kick. And it will land onto 2. And the silence landed onto 2 also. It's not bad. But it doesn't do anything. It's too late. Garter has been sacked by his teammates. And now there is a huge, huge gaping loss in this mid lane. What the hell are you supposed to do as a Medusa when you don't have anyone buying space for you? He's trying to farm, and all credit to Medusa. Going for this build, being Medusa, you can flash farm very quickly, but that's only if you don't have QO up your ass. And QO, off of that top lane, giving it now to Dubu to get a little bit of experience, is going to be on the hunt. So if I'm Garter, I'm going to be very scared. If I'm BSJ, I'm going to be very scared as well. And Frev, he does have his Doom, and he does have mana to cast it. I don't know if BSJ knows that QO is here. I'm not sure if he saw him. He was kind of playing around in the fog of war earlier. BSJ definitely knows that he's not safe, though. You could tell that from his positioning. But QO is on the hunt. And a Midas on Bloodseeker does do wonders at smoothing over your power curve if you decide to do nothing but gank. And speaking of Whitebeard, you're bleeding. Wipe yourself off, man. You're dead. Got him. 0-9. Man, I thought this. God, I said in the last game that this game is guaranteed to be a lot closer. It's not looking like it from where I'm standing. It's 11 minutes in. Leviathan have gotten absolutely nothing done. Speaking of nothing done, Garter is going to continue to get nothing done as he gets popped again. 0-10 now. I think I just lied to everyone who was here for the previous set. You can't blame me. Leviathan beat Immortals before. I mean, come on, man. As I said earlier, guys, my view of Immortals, I love them to death. I am an Immortal fanboy. They are either the best team in the world or the worst team in the world, depending on how they're feeling. And I don't know about you guys, but this is looking like a little bit like they're on the best team in the world train right now. They're gonna jack the stack. Oh no, BSJ. He doesn't know about it. He has no idea. He can figure There's a circle drawn by blue. They're like, guys, they're probably here, and oh, this is how you come back. This is how you get into the game as this Medusa. Because the Mask of Madness isn't going to do anything for you. You need to use the Mask of Madness to get to your next item, and then the next item. QO might die. This will not be the first time I have seen Immortals die to neutrals, specifically this Ancient Camp. It happened the last time I casted them, but it's not going to happen. Oh! He hits a wand. It's okay. No panic. We got it. It's fine. It's all good. BSJ is in the middle of freaking nowhere. He is going to have some support, though. Everyone's coming in. Silent Circle goes. That will land onto only the Ogre Magi, but they've isolated the Night Stalker. Maybe they can get themselves on the board. Febby is able to fly away. The coil goes off onto 2, keeping them back. Monkeys Forever, though, with a Ravage pushing forward. Febby's still on the run. Magnetized reapplied by Nushim, but not fast enough to catch up to this Night Stalker. And it will be a clean escape. That was the Rupture used there, and that didn't really do anything. And that was also Leviathan with the reinforcement play that was kind of designed to be a bait into a turnaround to at least try to get them something. It didn't get them anything. I mean, at this point, any kill they can get is going to be a freaking godsend, at the very least for morale. BSJ is going to get some help clearing out this ancient stack, but this is substantially smaller than the one that was stolen by Immortals.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And, I mean, looking at the heroes that you're kind of okay losing, that's Winter Wyvern, that's Dubu. He's got more net worth than the Queen of Pain. Like, what the hell? This is a mid-quap we're talking about, and the Winter Wyvern support, hard 5 support on the other end, has more net worth. I googled Queen of Pain's net worth, and it wasn't good. I googled Whitebeard Living, and I came up with 0 search results. I mean, this is looking pretty brutal. Look at QO even going for like the greediest possible build on Bloodseeker. No Yasha, just farming items. And he's farming gold. And he's farming heroes. Alright, Leviathan, it's all up to you, Leviathan. It's all up to Monkeys Forever. He's got to land literally 5-man Ravage, setting up for 5-man literally everything else. I mean, at this point, not really. I mean, they can still get a couple of kills on a couple of heroes. Immortals, their MO is fast and loose Dota. They're going to run at you, but they're also going to tend to make mistakes as they do become more and more comfortable in the game. So just picking off a Bloodseeker here, a Puck there, they can definitely turn this around if Immortals are playing as 5 single players instead of a 5-man squad. And with this amount of TPs, that's not going to happen. They are all on the same page, at least vis-a-vis Tidehunter, who's going to be caught in the corner and will be dropped very quickly. Now looking for more Curse lands onto 3 heroes. There's a Coil in the mix and a Doom onto the Medusa. This is going to be a goddamn slaughter. Everyone's going to die. Oh my god. Press F to pay respects. This is a kill a minute. It's a kill a minute. I don't know what else there is to say. Immortals show up in the game, in this first game. Now, I didn't see the Immortals Leviathan set where Leviathan 2-1 Immortals. I gotta assume it didn't look much like this. Like, I can show you this. Like, I can show you guys this. I could press this button and show you guys that Immortals have items and Leviathan have an item. In every conceivable metric, every single one, this game is coming up Leviathan. Not Leviathan, Immortals. I was close. God, I had a 50-50 shot there, and I completely botched it. Rupture goes off into BSJ. He is going to have his Stone Gaze once his Berserk wears off. Rupture, though, fortunately, isn't going to be something that Immortals can capitalize off of. Pio is pretty much dead. But you know what? Pio almost has his Relic. And look at that. It's a Relic, lying on the ground. How long can Dubu keep a net worth advantage over Garter? These are questions that are not supposed to be asked. He even missed his Scream. Like, they gotta get a kill so that they don't tilt. Because if they tilt in this game, they're not looking good in the next game. Leviathan have been around for quite a long time. Just looking at these players, Whitebeard, Monkeys Forever, Nushim Garter, BSJ. They've been in the scene for a while, so, you know, I'm pretty sure as far as tilt is concerned, like, they're not completely green in that regard. But, oh, Monkeys Forever gets a lucky break for the first time in a million years. But at the same time, these players have not had the most I mean, they've been around forever, but they haven't had like the greatest results. I think like maybe a couple tournaments here and there, a couple LAN appearances, but not a ton. Oh, Forev, is this the chance to get a kill? The Doom is gonna get rolled in on, gushed as well as crushed by the boulder. Forev with the regen and the ice armor. Please tell me they get him at least. Sonic Wave and Ravage, they get him. At least they get that one. But what's it gonna cost? Because the Curse catches 2 with the coil setup. Silence is there as well. The Ravage has already been used. Dooku's up on the high ground, and MP is being chased out with Blink Scream. Puck's gonna fall as well. QO is going to arrive, but immediately into a Fire Blast. He's not that durable. He's gonna go down as well. And Immortals, in classic Immortals fashion, will just throw away 3 of their heroes, 3 of their cores, to get absolutely jack all, and suddenly Leviathan are a little bit more back in this game. That's just what Immortals do, man. They make you feel really stupid in the laning phase by crapping all over you, then they make a play like that, where they're just kind of teleporting in one at a time, and then they just chain feed. And this is why we love Immortals. This is what they do. This is just what happens. Now, usually Immortals don't chain feed to the point where they lose their lead. Like, yeah, they give it up a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean a lot. But usually they get their act together by the time they actually like need to fight. And still, with Leviathan, you're looking at a team that is very heavily reliant on a Queen of Pain's damage output from Sonic Wave as well as a Ravage. Those 2 ultimates have quite a long cooldown, and for Immortals, Coil and Rupture have a much lower cooldown. They will be able to, at least some extent, abuse the reliance that Leviathan have on their big teamfight ultimates. For sure, Immortals, they have a long cooldown here in the Doom, but they don't need Doom. They do not need him at all to cast the spell. Garter, say it ain't so, is gonna get ruptured and silenced. Oh, it is a daytime silence though. Doesn't matter. His nighttime just wears off, and it doesn't matter. Well, Ripperino. Is the Radiance done yet? Eventually, once this slow new courier gets back to the fountain. They're still sticking around in this bottom lane. MP is going to go for only 1 point coil right now. Just since there's no differences to what it actually does when you drop it, I don't think. I mean, it's slightly lower cooldown with greater mana cost. Yeah, when it used to just level it up normally like any other ultimate, but now that there's actually no gain from the initial cast, definitely makes this less attractive to level up. Rev QO, just gonna go ahead and go straight to town on Roche. Leviathan do have all their ultimates up, and they do have a smoke up as well. Febby, though, gonna chase out Garter. He's all alone, so this is a pretty big bluff by Febby. He doesn't have the ability to fly either since it's daytime. Never mind, it's nighttime. But he's just drawing some attention. They can sack Febby in order to gain Roche. That flight is going to do literally nothing for him, by the way. He's gonna die. They sack Febby, they gain Roche, and I think that's what we call hashtag worth. Let's level 14 is rolling in the dough. BSJ, though, doing an admirable job at keeping up. Like, this is a game where he has jack all as far as map control is concerned. Like, his allies are getting absolutely crushed. But he's farming, man. He is absolutely farming. So this is the hope here for Leviathan. Have BSJ just shred everyone in the duration of you know, a Ravage, a Stone Gaze, all that good stuff. I'm actually very impressed by how much BSJ has been able to farm up. However, Immortals, as far ahead as they are or once were, it is still going to be a draft that is going to have some difficulty pushing up high ground. Bloodseeker doesn't really push high ground at all, especially when QO is doing QO things. This is like classic QO. Fire Blast is going to take him out of the TP. Going to rupture Monkeys, which is going to do about nothing, and he'll lose his Aegis. And then QO is going to respawn. His allies are coming in very quickly. He's actually going to dodge the roll. Does that mean he lives? That way is blocked off by the mean Snake Lane. The Crush lands onto 2. And with the Ravage there landing on pretty much everyone else, this Doom's in a lot of trouble. Needs to ditch his ultimate. He's going to use it at all. He's not going to be able to. QO does not have any thirst stacks at all. His guard is going to jump forward looking for this Bloodseeker. Doobu in the trees. Looking for someone to curse. BSJ, though, is pretty much all out on his own. QO is going to get Glimmer out to safety. Earn up as well. Lucian's going to roll in straight to Febby. The curse now finally goes down, keeping the Medusa at bay. Silence Circle goes down. Silences perfectly timed with the coil jump in afterwards. QO now has a ton of thirst charges. He's going to charge straight towards Whitebeard and then Monkeys. And now onto BSJ. BSJ holding his ground. Sonic Wave is going to do a whole lot of nothing as Garter will pop the Shrine, desperately trying to survive that Puck's onslaught. Will probably get out to a little bit of safety. No, not quite enough. He'll be chased down, and QO as well. Lost a lot of thirst charges because everyone's dead, but he has more than enough to get a triple kill on the Medusa, and suddenly Immortals, they have team wiped Leviathan, extending their lead up to 12k now. And that is exactly as promised. Immortals may make a bad play here or there, but when it counts, they show up. That Ravage, that handling of the Doom, that was pretty much perfect from Leviathan. QO also, we're going to call that a bait from QO, right? That's what we're going to do right now. They're just going to start chipping in onto this tier 3 tower. They don't have a lot of building damage, but with just 4 heroes right-clicking in and no defenders, it is going to be, at the very least, a tower. 12 seconds left for Queen of Pain to respawn. The Tidehunter's back up, but he has no Ravage, so he can't really do anything here. They rupture Whitebeard. I don't think they can... Oh my god, he actually just walked straight out of that. I mean, he's dead. They got him. TP out. Looks like everyone should have a clean escape here. And Immortals, with the melee racks advantage, with the tier 3 down, have the shrines open to take. And they are, once again, just rolling. That was just a short pit stop. This right here, that was a fluke. Immortals are going to get right back to the lead that they once had, as if nothing even happened. Bloodseeker next on QO. And if you're able to just get out of that threat of the Ogre Magi, the Earth Spirit, and the Tidehunter, then we already saw how much damage QO can actually do. And he has 1 damage item, mind you. Like, this is pretty much entirely just a Bloodseeker's natural kit, and QO is just, you know, kind of abusing that. Now that he actually has real items, like, it's gonna be tough. Again, like, this is a 2,000 gold item that doesn't help you attack things. Like, this is a farming item. This is a utility item. Well, what happened to my Bloodseeker selection? Like, this as well. Like, this is not an offensive item. It gives you 30 attack speed with Bloodseeker. That's, like, irrelevant. This is another 2,000 gold that he's just spent on a farming item. It's doing a lot of work for him, but, like, when he actually does build up fighting items, dude's gonna be hitting like an absolute truck. And Dubu, oh, he lost the lead. Garter, at some point in this game, got more farm than Dubu. It's a monumental occasion, I know. But still, Dubu has freaking Glimmer Aether Lens. Like, this guy is so loaded for a Winter Wyvern. I'm not sure Dubu knows what to do with all this gold. It's such a weird spot for him to be in. He's never experienced this before in his life. Tier 2 should be easy pickings here for QO. There's a Vlad behind him in the form of Forev. Roll in is gonna miss. They do land the kick though. QO does not have Aegis this time. Will get embraced for a couple more seconds perhaps, but I don't know if backup is coming. He's gonna BKB and try to run away. 50 HP tower shot is not gonna do it. QO is living. Oh, the madman. They're gonna go for Dubu instead. No, Nusham still wants QO though. Oh, the kick. There is a kick. Dubu's gonna teleport out. He's not going to get petrified. I heard a Medusa Stone Gaze elsewhere. They do take down the Ogre Magi, who kind of got left behind from his allies. That is not how you want to use your first charge of BKB. That is not how that's supposed to work.
Top shrine is under attack.
But hey, it worked out, I guess. It is an awkward exchange there, but they do draw out both the Sonic Wave as well as the Ravage. So for Immortals to take no casualties from that, it's not bad at all. Medusa still needs to keep up in farm though. A large margin between the Medusa's farm and the Bloodseeker's farm. In this type of scenario, you absolutely need the Medusa to be on #1 net worth, and that's simply not the case. With Bloodseeker having both the Radiance and the Midas, I don't know how she can recover in this farm. And MP is going to get silenced first thing. Has a Yule Scepter. Fire Blast, Ignite, he can take it all off with that Yule's, and he will just Phase Shift Orb, Blink out, and should be fine. There's a Phase Shift and a Yule's. Garter doesn't even have a Sonic Wave. He has a Yule's of his own.
Radiant's top tower.
No, Orb will go out, but the Scream will already land. Another Blink out. MP is free and clear. In the meantime, top lane, QO with Double Catapult. There's some pretty serious damage onto this tower. That curse is going to keep the Ogre Magi there. He's going to get silenced when the BKB pop for Ogre, who just wanted to defend his tower and bloodlust it. Doesn't matter now, it's dead. Shum rolling up, looking at Dubu. They do have some True Sight here. With no curse, the Winter Wyvern going to get some help from the Blood Right, but definitely not enough. Forever even cutting them off from the north side. That being QO, And for Ev, all thinking about going in for this one. They do land a 3-man coil in the backline, but QO, he's stunned by Centaurs elsewhere. He's not actually in this fight. They do doom up the Tidehunter. He doesn't have his ultimate anyway, but QO now coming in like a wrecking ball is so quick. You have a blink? No, you don't even have a blink. You're gonna go down to the Radiance Burn. BSJ is swarmed with enemies. He's gonna go down as well. Qualifier is back, but to what end? Medusa as well. With no Ravage, I don't know how Leviathan are supposed to win a fight. They do have a Ravage coming up soon. They multicast onto the Doom, but the jump in from MP. Once again, gonna do some pretty nice damage as well as that silence. QO isn't that fast right now. Has lost a lot of those stack charges. Buyback from the Tidehunter now, and now Immortals just have to make a clean retreat. They're probably not going to be able to get away from Febby, although they do purge off a slow, thanks to Frev's Satyr ability. He's going to put himself into a corner and unfortunately will fall. QO is going to go to town onto Garter, though. Once again, coil lands onto absolutely everyone. They're going to try to right-click onto QO, but he's still not dying just yet. MP is being such a great distraction as QO pops the BKB, now going to go straight for Whitebeard, and getting so much juice on the way out is going to Zoomerate right out of there. They do take down the Night Stalker from a split shot. MP, though, still very much so alive, as Monkeys Forever is going to get hit by a lot of damage from Dubu's Curse, mostly, I guess. I was going to say Burn, but Curse works as well. Everyone and their mom had to buy back for that one. They don't even get QO, and MP is being an absolute thorn in the Leviathan side. Playing games like a Fairy Dragon likes to. Bottom lane, range racks, how much damage is going to be done here? No one is nearby to defend. I believe in the creep wave. I got it. That's 2 full racks here for Immortals. QO survives. Picks up a Mantis style. This game, it looked like Leviathan had a little bit of a shot. Not really. Again, they've done an admirable job recovering. But, again, this is Bloodseeker now, able to actually use his gold for offensive items. I don't mind this item one bit. You never really want to be going for Soul Booster. He's going for Octarine. I'm not really sure how much value that's going to get. But it just gives him health. Just a giant plus health item, man. That's all it needs so he doesn't get bursted down. If he's able to pop his BKB after having survived all the stuns, then he's just going to let loose. As we already seen. Shrine's still alive. Doom, though, going to finish that one off, as it is going to be Forev going for a Shiva's Guard next. MP is going to start building up those Dagon levels. And even Night Stalker. God, he has a Heaven's Halberd. Rupture goes off onto BSJ. He's running with it, taking quite a bit of damage here, but his mana shield is still up. Backup from Monkeys Forever is not there with the Ravage. Coil once again lands on the 3. Silence is there as well as Forev stomp onto 3. Oh, that was just a beautiful combo, and BSJ will fall. QO is so fast. He'll swipe down Nusham, chasing forward for the Leviathan himself. Kraken Chill will proc, but it does not take off Doom. GG is called, and Immortals are running rampant into the fountain because that's how Immortals roll. 30-minute game, and Immortals will put Leviathan in a dumpster. Man, those coils from MP showing up. And at the very end, that Stomp coil, whew, that gets the job done. But at that point, this game was already pretty much done and dusted. Leviathan, they just get run over in the lanes. The Queen of Pain has a much worse lane than she really should. And I think it was a little bit of a priority mistake there from Leviathan. They definitely needed to have BSJ rough it a little bit more, give Frev a little bit more space in exchange for Garter. Because Garter is the centerpiece of Leviathan's draft. Like, he's the one who's actually going to hold down the fort. While BSJ farms, of course, you know, Tidehunter is going to help a lot as well, but if Garter doesn't have anything, and he didn't have anything, then the team doesn't really have anything, and they're just going to get run over. And I would say 18-19, 5-1-20, those are definitely run over scores. Well, Leviathan, hopefully they can shake this one off, because this was a pretty brutal game. Immortals will be up 1-0, and we'll see what's going to happen next. The winner of this has to face up against Optic Gaming tomorrow. Keep that in mind. I'm Mike Loris. Don't go anywhere. Game 2 coming soon.